Welcome to Real Estate Coaching Radio, starring award-winning real estate coaches and #1 international best-selling authors Tim and Julie Harris. This is the #1 daily radio show for realtors looking for a no BS authentic real-time coaching experience. What's really working in today's market, how to generate more leads, make more money, and have more time for what you love in your life. And now your hosts, Tim and Julie Harris.
Yep.
Welcome back. It's Tim and Julie Harris, and this is your favorite daily real estate training and coaching podcast. We are going to talk about what is probably it's one of our top 3, not probably, favorite topics, which is new construction. And we've got so much to share with you on today's show that it's going to end up being a 2-part show. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to tell you about what is going to be happening with new construction, some of which you're going to know, most of which you won't. And we're going to tell you how to make the most of it. Because guess what? 2026, and I'm going to venture a guess for the next 20 years, is going to be all about new homes. And if you're not aware of it, if you're not, making the most of it, you're going to miss out. And it's going to be extraordinary for those of you guys who are actually going to be implementing what we share with you today. Remember, our mission on this show is to educate you, motivate you, and get you into action. So ultimately, it's going to be up to you to get into action. As I always do, reminding you, make sure if you want these notes, which you'll want these notes, I'm looking at them now. Julie spent a lot of time on these. You're going to have to subscribe to our newsletter. It's the only place our notes live. So just go to harrisrealestatedaily.com, harrisrealestatedaily.com. Click the link below. Newsletter's free. Takes 2 seconds to subscribe. In addition to the notes from the day's show, Jules and I have also been, sometimes we have a topic, which isn't really something we could present on the podcast, but we'll make an article of it and we'll put it in the newsletter. And I, for example, published 2 or 3 articles, maybe 4 articles over the last 3 or 4 days that I know all of you guys are going to love. So subscribe to the newsletter, harrisrealestatedaily.com. All right, Julie, let's talk about this. Urgent new construction is surging into 2026. Are you ready?
That's right. So don't miss the biggest inventory source in your market. A lot of you are still complaining there's nothing to sell, or I can't find a specific buyer or something that they're after. But that's only true if you're relying only on your MLS. Here's the real picture. So first, we're going to do a little facting, and then we're going to walk you through stage by stage how to really monetize new construction. This is going to take 2 podcasts, not 1. Okay, so newly built single-family homes have recently making up almost 1/3 of all available homes. That is far above what has been the historical norm of about 10%. Even this year's shifting market, new construction still represents 26% of single-family inventory. Builders continue producing at strong levels, with new housing starts projected to stay in the mid 1.3 million home range through 2025 to 2026. Consider the fact that if we're selling right around 4 million, what a huge chunk of inventory that is. NAR forecasts a 14% jump over that for next year, including further growth in all those new home sales. So if new construction is 25 to 30, maybe even 40% of your market, and it's not that percentage of your business, then you're capping your income. Makes sense, right? So this 5-day deep dive plan. So we're going to give you a 5-day plan so that you can become a new construction specialist in your own town, the agent that buyers trust, that builders rely on, and the one who sees inventory that other people might not even know about or are ignoring. Make sense, Tim?
Yeah, but I'll tell you where my mind went with that. The number of people that are going to be with that much new opportunity, with the number of agents or humans, non-licensees that are going to be getting real estate licenses in the next 12 months and 24 months is going to be extraordinary, which is in perfect alignment to the predictions that you and I have created. We need to dust that off before the end of the year too. It's called Make Housing Great Again. But one of our predictions was that the total transactional volume, I think it was I don't remember what year, but it was 2030, I think, or 2032, was going to be upwards to 6 to 7 million. And because every real estate transaction requires a license, AI is not going to replace you. It's also going to necessitate more licensees. So we're going to see not just a boom in home sales, not just a return of the American dream of home ownership, but we're also going to see a boom in the number of agents, a number of people wanting to get into real estate, or frankly, those in real estate who are going to have an increasing opportunity. So where's the opportunity as far as we're concerned? If you're not involved with eXp Realty yet, you're letting it get by you. Julie and I joined eXp, in 2019. It's one of the best business decisions we ever made. not just because EXP is an exceptional brokerage, but frankly, there's so much additional opportunity in the form of revenue share. So look, if you're looking to upgrade your brokerage experience and you've not yet chosen your sponsor at EXP Realty, Julie and I are formally applying to be your EXP Realty sponsor. Whether you're a new agent, a seasoned, agent, or whether you're a team or a brokerage, let's have the conversation. The link below to learn more about why literally thousands of agents are joining Julie and I at EXP is down below. Or if you're ready to join and you're looking for sponsors, they're going to be very proactive in your success. Just text me directly at 512-758-0206. 512-758-0206. But again, check out the link below so you can see all the things that we offer on top of what you get when you're an EXP Realty agent. All right, Julie, we're on number 1, begin your 5-day new construction field blitz.
Yes, we're taking you from the assumption that you're maybe a little bit good at new construction, or maybe this is totally new to you, and we're going to take you step by step to turn you into more of a specialist along the way. So the first step is to begin your 5-day new construction field blitz. Identify and map every new construction neighborhood that makes sense geographically for you. Over the next 5 days, you're going to treat new construction like it's your number 1 job. Here are your bullet points, and I won't go through all of them because you can get them in the newsletter. Use Google Maps, your MLS, builder websites, etc., to locate every new build community in your circumference. You can go to newhomesource.com and map it out. Build your driving route and visit 5 developments per day. There's a few of you listening that might not be able to do that many per day, but most of you can find that if you aren't super micro-focused, right? If your area has fewer communities, expand your geographic radius. If you have tons and tons of them, like we've got some EXP friends in Iowa that have oceans of new construction, you could make this into a 10-day plan or a 30-day plan. So adjust accordingly.
Now, one of the things Jules and I used to do when we sold real estate, and we've had our top producing agents do the same thing, is if you want to know where the direction of the development is going to happen next, and maybe frankly get an advantage in place for yourself, is find out where zoning is changing from, say, for example, commercial to residential, or where you can find out
agricultural to residential. Yeah,
exactly. Because what happens a lot of times is you'll see that it's not, builders don't just start building. Builders buy land from developers. So what a developer will do is they'll go out and they'll identify usually a large parcel of land, and then they'll buy that. And then the developers will be the ones that put in the sewers and the electric and sometimes the streets and the other things like that. And then they sell it to, sometimes they can sell it to builders and they'll do that as well. Big, huge DR Horton types. But for the most part, there's the land for sale stage. And if you can get on that and sell it to a developer, that's great. But you can also then, in some cases, if the parcel's smaller, you can identify land that's for sale. Jules and I did this in our own businesses. And then we'd sell it to smaller or medium-sized developer builders. And then we would not only make, obviously, commission helping them locate or helping them secure the land, but then we'd also get the listings of the properties that they build on said land. So
advanced player mode is coming up.
Well, but the point of it is that's the beauty of new construction. There's literally dozens and dozens of ways that you can help others and make a really great income from really focusing in on this. And if you want to carve out a niche in your community and there's enough new construction available, I'll maybe suggest to you that should be the niche that you pursue. All right, Julie.
Yes, that's right. But first you have to know about it. So that's why point number 1 is becoming familiar. When you get to those new developments, you're going to tour the model homes. You're going to learn the price ranges, the available floor plans, incentive sheets. There's lots of fantastic builder incentives right now. Let the builder rep explain their product a little bit, spend 10 or 15 minutes with them, and add yourself to their email list so that you can be notified when they have spec homes and new developments that are coming. You should finish this point number 1 of becoming more familiar, by being 100% confident navigating these new communities. Who's building what, where, who's got the best incentives. You'll know what they're paying agents, not paying agents. You're going to know all of this stuff. So that leads us to number 2. Number 1 was become familiar. Number 2, go ahead.
Well, because this is such our favorite topic, Julianne.
It is.
So here's what's going to happen. There is going to be obviously a huge increase in the buyer demand for homes. There's going to be an even huger increase for new construction. New builders are going to be going like rabid dogs, and they're going to be building homes and developing and all the rest of it. And the Trump administration is definitely putting a lot of money behind that. So then what we're going to see is more competition for those buyers. More competition means that your commission is going to be increased, or they're going to be giving you incentives. So do not be surprised. These builders will offer incentives when the market is slow to sell off unsold, inventory, spec homes, but they also offer even more incentives when their competition is chomping at their, heels, and they have to get incentives to get you to actually show and sell their properties to your buyers. Endless opportunities.
There's even new cities being built.
Of course. Yes.
That's new construction. There's supposed to be 10 new cities. I forget exactly what they're calling them. They're in competition for naming them and exactly where they're going to be. A lot of it is in the Southwest. So if that's where your market is, pay attention to that. I think it's super exciting. We'll be reporting on that, of course.
I mean, not even just new cities, though. They don't have to be brand new cities that are just formerly a desert or a cornfield. They could be essentially your existing city getting much, much larger, which has happened all over the country. Where Julie and I lived in Texas, it was a place called Georgetown. It was about half hour, depending on traffic, from the heart of Austin. When we moved there, Georgetown was a cowboy town. I mean, it was real Texas.
Well, quite literally. I saw dudes in their cowboy boots with spurs, not just the boots, but in the grocery store with spurs. That's how cowboy.
It wasn't dressed up for Halloween. That's just like what they were. So you would, but now you go back to Georgetown and there's new construction everywhere and the vibe's totally changed. Good or bad, not judging, just saying. That's an example. As these mega cities get bigger and bigger and bigger, the areas that they're expanding is out. Now, why am I bringing all this up? Because if you are so married to your particular inner city, like if you're in Austin and you only want to sell in this, particular tiny little section, but the buyers are priced out, or they don't want to they want to buy newer style homes, and you haven't familiarized yourself with the stuff that's maybe a half hour, 45 minutes from you, you're going to miss out on a lot of potential buyer sales. And also, this happens in every major community during housing markets like this, of which we've, coached and sold through 3 of them now, boom markets, basically. You're also going to see a lot of people that are going to prefer new construction, and especially the upper end price ranges. And here's something that's counterintuitive, but it's true. Real estate is trendy. Real estate styles of homes is trendy. Styles of decoration is trending. All the things in real estate, it's literally trendy. So if all of a sudden modern homes or, colonial homes become the new hot trend that everyone's talking about, and there's a new, modern home development that's an hour away, do not be surprised if people that are in the neighborhoods that you sell real estate in, that swore on a stack of Bibles that they would never in a million years move, want to go and live in that new community. We lived through that type of transition when we sold real estate. So open your mind. This is the type of market forces stuff that's starting to play in because of new construction. So let's go on to point number 2, match your current buyers to new build opportunities.
Yes, I know that you guys listening have tons of buyers that are pre-approved, chomping at the bit, ready to go. Some of them even all cash, and you haven't found them anything yet. So action step number 2, prioritize your tours based on your active buyers. You already have buyers who are stuck because their resale options are limited, or maybe they don't want to do the work, or for whatever reason. So your job is to review your active buyers and ask which communities could be a match, even if you haven't discussed new construction with them yet. Schedule appointments and meet your buyers at the model home or take them there with you. Register them correctly to protect your commission. We're not going to drill down on all the nitty gritty because the coaches do that with you. But yes, you do need to register them. Write offers the same day when possible. They're going to be juiced up about it. Some of them have just been waiting to do find new construction. New build buyers often make faster decisions because there's not this big objection about what about the repairs and what about the seller's situation and am I in a bidding war? Sometimes they just see the model that works for their lifestyle and they're like, yes, that's what I want.
But buying a new home is a very familiar experience because it's just like buying anything, right?
Yeah,
it's not so damn complicated, especially with most of what you guys are selling, which is going to be our homes, across the United States for less than $500,000. There aren't a lot of options, a lot of things for them to choose from. It's going to be maybe choose their lot, but maybe it's going to be choose your spec home. It's much simpler. And the builders make it impossible to say no because they offer so many incredible financing incentives that you can't really easily get unless someone's being coached by us, the listing agent's being coached by us on the resale end of things. So it is a oftentimes very easy decision. Now, I'm going to caution you, you're going to run across buyers that are going to be, for some reason, resolutely against new construction, or they're going to have some bias, towards,
at least they think they are until you've taken them there.
Exactly. So you've got to figure out how to incorporate your new home tour into every buyer appointment. And don't be shocked if the person that said they'd never buy new construction are all of a sudden the very people that are buying it. It happens all the time.
Yeah, and if somebody seems fairly adamant, what you can do is set up, maybe you're going to show 5 homes today. 4 of them can be resale, and then you can just say, you know what, I got to pop by this builder anyway. It happens to be in your price range. Let's just take a look so I can see what your thoughts are on it, assuming they didn't buy one of the first
Okay,
four
so
houses you showed.
advanced player mode, since you said that, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you've got to get to know every single one of the new build reps, and some of the new build reps or some of the new build sites, the model homes will only have one new build rep, so it's easy. But oftentimes, if it's a really productive new build rep, they'll have at least one assistant. You got to get to know everyone and make them your best friend, and you got to bring them gifts. And I do mean literally. It could just be a thank you card. It could be a Starbucks card. It could be a cup of coffee. It could be whatever the hell it is. You got to bring them things, and you got to befriend them. If you visited with them on Friday and they're super nice and helpful, write them a simple thank you card. Stick that you've got buyers that maybe are in that same price range that might be in new construction. You got to say, listen, I want to drop this thank you card off to, Betty at, Bob's Builders, because she did a really nice job with some of my other buyers last week. It'll only take 2 seconds. Buyers are going to say, okay, this is assuming they're in the car with you, right? Don't do that. By the way, that's another advanced player mode thing. When you can, which you always can, always have the buyer in the car with you. We teach all of you guys how to do this in Premier Coaching. But moral of the story is that you're then going to give the card to the build rep, the buyers that you were, maybe they didn't even want new construction or are now falling in love with what Betty has for sale. That's how it works. It's not that hard, and don't make it that hard.
It's also a great use when you have a seller who's also a buyer and they're nervous about moving twice. Get them into new construction. They've got like a 4 or 5 month, runway. As it gets closer, magically their price improves typically because they get more motivated. They don't want to have 2 mortgages at once, and you've just stopped having to show all these resale homes. So again, we could go on, but that's the job of our coaches. Okay, so point number 3. Now that you've got all this knowledge, build your personal new construction MLS, because most new construction is not in the MLS. You can use Google Sheets. You can do something to keep track of all of this. Stay organized with your own curated custom database. That's also an asset for you, something that people will want, something you can promote, which is going to be in our future points, is how to use your knowledge to monetize this. But to create your own system, you're going to create a Google Sheet or a doc and record who's the builder, the neighborhood name, the price range, the registration rules, so you don't screw that up, agent commission, bonuses, builder financing. What type of builder financing do they have? Yes.
We need to tell them what registration actually means, because we've said it 3 times.
Yep.
So basically what happens is that formally, this is what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to show up with the buyers and introduce them to the new build rep. You're supposed to fill a little card or a little form saying you're the one that introduced, your buyers to this particular new build rep. And if those folks decide to build with that particular builder, you're going to get paid a commission. That's how it's supposed to work. But over time, what you're going to do is yes, I agree, Julie. Over time, what you're going to be able to do is you're going to have relationships with these folks, the new build reps, and you can just email them. And you can say, I'm sending Bob and Betty Smith by, and they're going to check out, your new construction. And they're really nice people. They're looking to move with the next, just give them some buyer profile information to the build reps, and you won't have to be there. And the Bob and Betty won't care that you did or didn't go there for the first meeting, and your commission is going to be protected. That's the way you can do it when you've actually built trusting relationship with these new build reps. How do you build a trusting relationship with the new build reps? You bring them buyers, because they're going to pay attention to the realtors that are bringing them buyers on a regular basis, because you're helping them to sell homes. New build reps do not get paid commission on resale. They only get paid commission. And oftentimes they don't have licenses. They only get paid commission on the new construction that they sell. So you're bringing buyer leads to them of people that you've already pre-qualified. You've already done half their job for them, haven't you? Of course, they're going to love you, and they're going to try to make your life easier. So leverage as much as this you can. And I know we have to round the bend, Julie. Julie's giving you a long list of things to have as far as the different builder information. Here's again, advanced player mode. In the trunk of your car, have a, milk crate, have some kind of crate, and have all of the builders' information, their brochures, their contracts, all the stuff already in there, so you can show it to your prospective buyers. So you can essentially be ready to go. Because I'll tell you, I had many coaching clients, and what they've done, and you guys will be surprised when I tell you this, but it's true, is that some of the builders, their models aren't open that often. They might only be open on Sunday for 4 hours. Well, guess what? That doesn't mean that you can't go there. And I've had agents, Julie's had agents, all of our coaches have had agents who will go to these new construction sites because they know a ton of people show up on Saturday, but no one's there. And they will literally camp out, have the new build information, meet the prospective buyers as they pull up before they feel disappointed that they can't get in to see the model. The agent will give them the new build information, and the agent then will register that buyer with that particular builder and then introduce them. Guys, getting it?
I love that. It's called go where the buyers are.
Yeah, how about that?
And by the way, if you're in a medium to higher price range, those buyers also have listings for you.
That's right.
So there's that.
All right. So Julie, let's round the bend. And listen, like Julie said, we're only giving you the 30, maybe even 40,000, feet view of our new construction. As much as we drill down on Premier Coaching, it's substantially more than this. This is just an overview. If you're not yet involved in Premier Coaching, what the heck are you waiting for? Just go to premiercoaching.com or click the link below to join Premier Coaching. Premier Coaching is the easy button, if there is such a thing, for all of you to get a jump start on your 2026. And we've made it even easier for you. You can actually join Premier Coaching right now for free. Cancel anytime after 30 days, no obligation, nothing. And you get full access, not just to all first level of Premier Coaching, but actually you get a daily semi-private coaching call for free. There's no risk. Go to Premier.
Can't make it much easier on you.
We can't. We thought about it. So we've been doing this for a long time. We know the easier it is for you guys to say yes, the more of you will say yes. So say yes. Click the link below to join Premier Coaching or just go to premiercoaching.com. In the meantime, have a fantastic day. We'll talk with you on the show tomorrow. Hello, thank you for having watched this video. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
That's right. And don't forget to hit that like button, leave your comments and questions below, and we will get right back with you.
Thank you for watching this video. And remember to watch the next one. You're going to love that one.